everybody. Thank you for tuning in. It's a little awkward to be here teaching yoga via video, but I know we're all very disappointed that we can't congregate and practice in our usual spaces. So I wanted to be sure to offer this up if anyone needs it, and I'm sure we all do, me included. So thank you for tuning in if you are watching, and if you've got your mat ready and you can find a quiet corner. I've got a little bit of sunshine streaming in the window, which is nice, and we'll just go ahead and get started because it's 6 o'clock. It's yoga time. All right, so find a comfortable seat. Just a word of warning, you may see a small animal cross paths here periodically, but I'll just do my best to work around them. All right, so we're coming into our space here. The only problem I see with filming this on my phone is that I have no music now, but that's not a big deal. We will press forward. All right, so move the flesh and find your sit bones. Allow them to root you down into the earth. And take a moment to connect to your breath. Just a few slow breaths in through the nose and sigh it out. Let it go. Release the day. And know that the only thing that matters in this moment is this moment. That's all there is. So take some slow, deep breaths. We're going to be working on connecting with the earth beneath us, that stable foundation that's always there for us, that base, that security. So let's breathe into the body, moving the breath all the way down deep. And feeling the sit bones sink a little bit deeper into the mat. As we're taking these breaths in, we're expanding in all directions. Try rolling your shoulders back and down a few times. Draw your ears over your shoulders over your hips, and then lift the crown of your head a little taller towards the sky. Keep deepening your breath every time you take breath in. You can inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose or the mouth, whatever comes naturally. And if you use Ujjayi breath, which you should, engage in that now. If you've never used Ujjayi breath, I encourage you to give it a try because it's just, well, it's magic. So I'll teach it to you, and it's a slow, deep inhalation through your nose. And you want to take in as much breath as you can, take in as much air as you can. And then when you exhale, you want to create sort of a constriction in the throat. Like you're creating a valve there at the top of your trachea by constricting your vocal cords. And it's almost like the sound you make when you're fogging a mirror. So as you first start to practice it, open your mouth a little bit and then release the breath really slowly from that constricted space. And this is the sound it'll make. And it seems funny, but it totally is magic. It's magical breath. It's also called whisper breath or ocean breath or victory breath. Pardon me. So I see a few people watching now. Thank you for joining in. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you give me a signal that you can hear me all right. Either like a thumbs up or thumbs down. I don't know how this live stuff works, but if you could let me know that you can hear me all right, that'd be great. All right, so we're breathing slowly and deeply, connecting the sit bones down into the earth. Feeling ourselves rooting a little bit deeper with each breath in. Allow the legs to release. Allow the shoulder blades to drift closer to the earth. Lift your heart up a little higher and keep your chin drawing slightly towards the pit of your throat. And using that Ujjayi breath. Okay, I didn't see any signals, so I don't know if you guys can hear me. I hope you can hear me. As we exhale, we're going to start drawing the belly button back towards the spine. So we're inhaling and expanding in all directions outward. And as we exhale, we're sort of pulling that all back into the center. Close your eyes and soften your face. Maybe let the corners of the mouth turn up towards the eyes. Just giving a little smile, taking the breath in on a positive note. And let's bring our awareness as we're sitting here, expanding with the breath, taking our awareness down to the sit bones. The base of the pelvis is called ischial tuberosity. It's these two bones that are sort of curved, and we're rooting them down into the mat, imagining them growing roots even deeper into the earth. And let's become a little more aware of the space in between those two bones, and then at the front of the pelvic bone and the tip of the tailbone. And there's this space there, the pelvic floor space, and it has a buoyancy to it. So we want to allow the buoyancy in the pelvic floor. As we inhale, the diaphragm, the abdominal diaphragm, lowers, creating pressure in the belly, which allows the pelvic floor to press down. And then as we exhale, the pelvic floor naturally comes back up, but we can actually even draw it or dome it up a little more inside the body. And this is a very good way to build strength in the pelvic floor, to improve the health of the pelvic floor, which is very essential for men and women. So just become aware of that space, knowing that you're bringing awareness to it helps to innervate it, helps to bring blood flow to it, energy to that space. Even if you don't feel any movement, that's okay. Just allow the breath to descend that space. And then as you exhale and you pull the belly button in, imagine that space rising up. And then allow it to just come back to its natural sort of buoyant state. So we're bringing awareness to the pelvic floor. This is also where our root chakra resides. Root chakra is called Muladhara, and that is the energetic center that connects us to the earth. That is our root. And so it does bring us stability and security and a sense of foundation and safety, and also like self-resilience. It allows us to have a place to put our fear. So having a strong connection to that space, to the foundation of yourself and of the earth, allows us to just be less anxious, have a lot more, thank you, Robin, have a lot more calm in our bodies, and allows us to have less fear and less stress. So breathing into the root, the base, Muladhara, the chakra at the base of the spine and the pelvic floor. And my cats are being insane. All right, so continued breathing here. Slow, deep Ujjayi breath. Recheck in with your physical seat here. Make sure that you're not gripping in the folds of the thighs, allowing the knees to drift closer to the earth, keeping the shoulders over the hips and the crown of the head reaching to the sky, and slow, deep breath. Listen to the sound of your breath, especially if you've got a lot of chatter going on in your head, which is so typical, so common. Try to focus more on the sound of your breath, or even of the feeling of the breath, the air that you're breathing, passing through the nostrils. And of course, awareness still to that pelvic floor space, working on feeling that buoyancy of the space and rooting the sit bones down into the earth. And let's bring our hands to our hearts now, allowing the thumbs to rest in the center of the sternum. Just gently pressing the base of the palms and the fingerprints together. Keep breathing that slow, deep Ujjayi breath. And take a moment now to endow your practice. And that might be as simple as a little affirmation, a prayer, a direction for your energy, either inside of your own body or directing it outside to somewhere else, someone who really needs it, maybe the community as a whole. Or you can just set an intention for your practice. There's no right or wrong. So however you wish to endow the next hour is up to you. It's all for you. Feel the rise and fall of the thumbs as you breathe into the heart space, and try to let that endowment come from that heart center so that you know it's based in truth and in love. And then we'll release the hands. As we exhale next, go ahead and slowly lower the chin towards the chest. Keeping the shoulder blades reaching down the back. Inhale, lift the chin. Don't kink the neck. Remember, we're not Pez dispensers. Just let the throat stretch open here. So reaching the chin to the sky. And then exhale, bring the chin back to the chest. Rolling to the left with your next inhale. Take the ear over the shoulder. And then exhale, bring the chin back to the chest. Inhale, let's roll to the right. And exhale the chin back to the chest. Lifting as we inhale, guide the chin to the sky. And exhale, bring it down to the chest. Inhale, rock left. Exhale down to the chest. Inhale, rock to the right. Exhale down to the chest. One more round. Inhale, lifting the chin. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale to the left. Exhale down. Inhale to the right. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, just turn the chin this time to the left shoulder. Inhale, gaze center. Exhale, turn to the right. Inhale, center again. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, turning center. And exhale, pause. All right, let's bring our hands back to the heart. So, fingerprints are pressed. Base of the palms are pressed. Let's inhale and float the hands all the way up. Exhale, just separate the palms here. Keep the fingerprints pressed together and hold here. Shoulder blades are sort of hugging the spine and moving down. Take a big breath in and reach a little higher. And then exhale, release out and lower all the way down. Let's do that again. So inhale, float the hands straight up. Press just the fingerprints. And then exhale, lengthen out and lower down. Go again, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. This time we'll lift, inhale, press the fingerprints, and bend the elbows as you exhale. So hands come behind the head. Elbows reach to the sky, fingertips drop to the earth, elbows hug near the ears. Biceps hug near the ears. We'll breathe here for a moment, just stretch out the triceps. See if you can lift the heart up a little bit. And then inhale, float the hands straight up, fingertips reach away. Exhale, cast the hands out. Try to keep the ears between the biceps. Pull the heart and the belly back towards the spine. And then lower all the way down to the mat. Fingertips touch, and then we inhale, sweeping back up. Exhale, bend the elbows, let the fingers fall towards the earth. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cast out and lower down. Pull the heart and the belly back so we're rounding through the upper back space. Inhale, lift it tall. Exhale, bend. Last time, inhale, float up. And exhale, cast out and down. Inhale, lift. Press the palms together here. And exhale, then expand out, lowering all the way to the mat. Okay, feels pretty good. Inhale, lift or reach out to the sides here, out to a T. And then exhale, let's cross the right arm over left, wrapping the fingertips around the shoulders. So we're sort of stacking the elbows here. Just taking a moment, lifting as we inhale, and then exhale, letting them drop towards the chest. Elbows reaching down towards the mat. Pulling the heart back a little bit, bowing the chin deep. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, cross left over right this time. Again, working on stacking the elbows. Inhale, lift up a little bit. And exhale, rounding through the upper back space one more time. Breathe into the space between the shoulder blades and the spine. Next inhale, we'll lift and open. And exhale, lower down. Okay, so come into just regular cross legs now. I don't know, I obviously can't see you, so I don't know what you were doing before, but we're gonna do just like crisscross applesauce here, or pretzel legs. Wrapping the palms around the fronts of the knees. Inhale, root down and rise up. So sit bones moving down, crown of the head lifting to the sky. And then as we exhale, we're going to slowly move the heart forward. So keep those sit bones and the tailbone drawing towards the earth as you draw the heart over the legs. So you can stay right here, resting your hands on your knees. You can place your hands out in front of your mat or your legs. If you have a block or a cushion that you can set your hands on to raise the floor up to you, go for that. Pause here, see how your hips feel, and then you have the option to walk the hands further forward, reaching them out as far as you can, and then again, you also have the option to bow the head down. So just drawing the forehead closer to the earth and breathing deep, deep, deep into the hips. This is kind of an intense hip stretch to start with, but we're going for it. So take the breath into the hips. And then as we inhale, next we'll walk the hands back and lift. Now, switch the leg that's in front. So, awkward legs. We're gonna do the same thing. Start with your hands wrapped around the fronts of the knees. Root the sit bones down. Lift the crown of the head nice and tall. And then exhale, cast the heart forward. Once you're over the legs, option to either rest the hands on the knees, bring them to the mat, or walk them forward and stretch deep into the hips. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Reach the sit bones back, the tailbone back. And then inhale, rise, walking back up to upright position. Okay, you can cross back to whatever feels natural for you, whatever seated position. We're gonna work on a little bit of seated cat-cows. So root your sit bones once again. Hands come around the front of the knees. Inhale, press the belly and the heart forward. Shoulder blades are gonna draw back and hug the spine. Lift the chin to the sky. And then as we exhale, pull through the center space right under the base of the sternum and around the spine towards the back of the mat. Drop the chin towards the heart. Move the shoulder blades away from the spine. Inhale, heart's traveling forward, belly's moving forward, chin is lifting, sit bones stay rooted. And then exhale, pull it back right here in the center, rounding over the sit bones and dropping the chin. So inhale slowly and deeply using that Ujjayi breath. Seated cow pose. Exhale, drawing back, rounding the spine, dropping the chin, seated cat. One more. Inhale forward. Exhale back. And then inhale back to neutral spine. Let's lift the hands as we inhale, raising them up overhead. And then exhale, drop the right hand down and stretch the left hand up and over, just opening up the left side of the ribs, the waist. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Can you maybe draw your shoulder blade down your spine a little bit and gaze up under your left arm? All right, inhale, float back up. Exhale, left hand's coming down, right hand's up and over. Draw the shoulder blade down, gaze under the right arm and breathe. And then float both hands up. And exhale to the heart. Okay, finding cobbler pose now, Baddha Konasana. Heels come together, outside edges of the feet press, and the arches draw softly away. You can grip your ankles or interlace around your toes. Now root your sit bones. Let them press down firmly into the mat. So the shoulder blades should slide down, the heart lifts, the crown rises, and we'll start butterflies here. Fast or as slow as you want, as long as you keep breathing deep all the way into the base. Very happy to see some of my Tuesday night regulars on the list of watchers. Hi, you guys, I miss you. Keep breathing, keep flapping. You could do little flaps, you could do big flaps. You could do fast or slow. All right, now we're gonna pause the legs as we inhale. Next, lifting the crown and the heart. And as we exhale, we're gonna move the heart forward. So drawing it as far forward over the feet as you can. The shoulder blades are really hugging the spine here. And you can pause right here, just staying lifted and moving forward. Or if you want, you can start to bow the heart down and release the weight of the head, but only if it feels okay in your neck. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Listen to your body first and foremost. And know that you never have to stay stagnant in a pose. If you get rounded forward and it's not working for you, lift up a little bit, lift up out of it, maybe pulse with the breath a little bit. That might be better for you, or just come out of it completely. Thanks, Robin. All right, let's rise here. And then we're gonna exhale. Take the left hand to the left knee and the right hand just gently behind. It's kind of hard. If you need to slide your feet forward, that's okay. Just a real gentle twist for the spine. Inhale back to center, and then exhale, right hand to left knee. Left hand kind of floats behind. Gaze over the shoulder. And inhale back to center. Okay, let's go tabletop pose. So coming off of our seats and moving into our hands and knees, or onto our hands and knees rather. So shoulders are over wrists, hands are spread out wide. Uh-oh, I have a low battery. Crap. So you're moving towards tabletop. I'm plugging my phone in. All right, so let's try this. So your shoulders are over your wrists, and your knees are directly under your hips. The tops of your feet are pressing down. God, I should have let John Otto help me today. The tops of your feet, the kneecaps, and the shins are all pressing down. Hey, move out of the way, cat. Okay. Now, you guys can hopefully see me okay. Let me move this down here. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for texting. I hope you're actually on your mat doing something. All right, so this phone is now in a box of tissues. Plugged in. I can't see comments at the bottom anymore, but hopefully you guys can see me okay enough that the practice is still going to work here. All right. Oh, technology, a blessing and a curse. Okay, out of the way, Ziggy. Here we go. So we're in tabletop pose. Palms are rooted. We want to especially press down in this space, this hook shape of the hands, right here at the base of the first finger. That's how we help prevent a little bit of the fatigue in the wrists that comes along when you start a yoga practice. So knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, lengthen out your spine. So crown is moving forward, belly is pulling in, biceps are turned towards the front of the mat, and heart is drawing slightly through between them. Tailbone shoots diagonally towards the earth. And we're gonna inhale here. Exhale, pull the belly to the spine, keep the spine neutral and straight. Gaze at the front edge of your mat. So we're just experiencing tabletop pose. We're gonna work a little bit on core balance here. So as we inhale next, we're gonna extend the right foot back. So I'm gonna turn around. I hope you guys can see me. So we inhale and press the right foot straight back. We want the toes pointed down, the heart moving forward, the gaze at the front of the mat, and the belly pulling in. Now as we exhale, bend the knee, draw it to the chest, hug the thigh against the belly, and bow the chin. So now my fear is that you can't hear me because you're in a tissue box. Can you hear me okay? Tell me. All right. I'm gonna try one more thing. Try to set you up here. So this is the next movement that we're doing. We're inhaling and extending the right foot back. Thanks, Mom. Inhaling and extending the right foot back, and then exhaling, drawing the knee to the chest, squeezing the thigh against the belly, and hugging it in tightly. Okay, trying one more thing here. Hang on, friends. Hang in there with me. Okay. Kind of like this better. Let's see what's going on a little bit better. Okay, back to business. So, tabletop pose. Inhale, pressing right foot back, heart forward. Exhale, knee comes to chest. Squeeze it tight. Drop the crown of the head down. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale, straight back. Lengthen out. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest. Squeeze it in. 1 more. Inhale back. Exhale, squeeze it in. This time, inhale that right foot straight back. And now, press down with the right palm and the left knee and float the left fingers out in front. So practicing some balance. The left palm faces in, so the pinky is down. The right toes point straight down and the foot is flexed. So we're creating length. Fingertips forward, heel back, gaze down, belly in. Breathe. Hi, Jermaine. Finally made it to a yoga class. Sorry. Exhale, lower your fingers and your knee. Back to tabletop pose. All right, so create your foundation again. We're pressing that hook shape of the hands into the mat. Knees, shins, tops of the feet, stable base. Inhale, left foot floating straight back, toes down. Exhale, bring it into the chest. Round up into cat spine. Drop the crown of the head. Inhale, press the foot back. Lengthen out the spine. Exhale, knee to chest. Round it up. 3 more like that. Let your breath be your guide. Slow, deep Ujjayi breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. Last time like this. All right, reach the left foot straight back. Power through the heels, so left toes are down. Top of the right foot is rooted. Left palm is rooted. Float the right fingers out in front. So everything is pulling into that midline. We really want to create a stable foundation and then engage the core to maintain balance. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And we'll lower down with our next exhale. Walk the fingers towards the front of the mat. Press into the hands. Shift the hips back. Child's pose. Bow your head. This is an opportunity to bend your elbows, make some wrist circles, open and close your fists. Whatever you need for a little restorative action in the wrists can help tremendously. So take your time to do that. And then we're going to start with some Chakravakrasana. So reach the fingertips away from the shoulders. Keep the head bowed down. As we inhale, we float the heart forward. Root in the hook shape of the hands. Pull the heart through. Lengthen the front of the body. So what we want to avoid is the hips dipping down. We don't want this. We don't want a wonky cobra. Don't know if you guys can see me. But the hips and the belly and the thighs stay engaged. We press the heart forward. And we move the chin forward and gaze up. So we're lengthening from chin to kneecaps. Keep the hips and belly and legs engaged. Then we exhale, pull the belly in, press into the hook shape of the hands, shift the hips to the heels, bow the head down, child's pose. Inhale, guiding forward. Heart comes through, biceps turn forward. Shin moves forward and we gaze up. And then exhale, back. Belly in, hips to heels, head bows down. This is your next vinyasa. Inhaling forward and exhaling back. Rounding through the spine as you come forward with the in-breath and exhaling back, pulling the belly in, pressing the hips to the heels. Let your breath be your guide here. Take it in nice and slow. Exhale, equally slow, shifting back to child. Use Ujjayi breath. See if you can also be mindful enough to take some awareness to the pelvic floor space that we talked about earlier and feel how it's being buoyant or flexible as you move forward and back in this motion. What we're doing there by bringing our awareness to it regularly is strengthening that root chakra, which gives us that sense of stability, lessens fear in the body, lessens anxiety, makes us feel safe. Given regular practice, yoga will systematically deconstruct fear in the body. It's one of its many amazing and magical benefits. All right, next time we exhale, keep your hips back. Take a moment in child's pose. Release the elbows again, wrist circles, open and close the fists, whatever you need to do for a little reprieve. Keep breathing slowly and deeply. You guys still hear me okay? I hope. All right, the next time we inhale, I'm gonna turn around. Next time we inhale, we're bringing the heart forward, shoulders over wrists, curl the toes. Exhale, lift the knees, pike the hips, press the body back. Sink the heels and pedal out your downward facing dog. So just bending left and right. Try to walk this way a little bit. Opening up more space in the hamstrings and the calves, in the hips and in the feet. So pedal, 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 but bend left and right. Keep rooting again in that hook shape of the hands. I can't stress that enough. It will hurt your wrists less and strengthen them more if you can keep your hand placement correct on the mats. And keep breathing. Okay, we're gonna inhale and lift both heels up together. So just floating up on the ball mounds of the feet. And then as we exhale, we sink the heels closer to the mat. Inner thighs spiral back. Tailbone reaches up tall towards the sky. Belly is in, crown of the head releases down towards the mat. Breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Let's float the right foot off the mat. So the right foot is lifting to the sky, left heel is reaching towards the mat. As we exhale, turn the toes to the right side of the room and lift the heel a little bit higher. You have the option to bend the right knee, bringing the heel close to the glute. Just an option, you don't need to do it. Just opening the hips a little here. And then inhale, straighten the right leg if it's bent. turn the toes down, and exhale, bring the foot back to the mat. Left side, inhale, float it up. Sink your right heel closer to the mat. Exhale, turn the toes to the left, lift a little bit higher, bend the knee if you want. Inhale, straighten, turn down, exhale, lower. Take a breath in and out here. See if you can become more aware of the pelvic floor in this shape. And then as we exhale next, we're going to travel to the top of the mat. So however you need to get there, whether it's tiptoeing up, crawling up, standing and walking up, come to the top of your mat. So establish Tadasana feet here. Tadasana is our basic standing pose, the foundational pose of all standing poses. So we want to make sure it's nice and strong. So we start with the feet, we start with the foundation. So ankles are under hips, big toes are close, but there is space between the heels. We are rooting behind the first toe, the last toe, and in the center of each heel. And then we gently dome the center of the arch. So we don't lift it away from the mat, we just imagine a lifting in the center of the arch. So we're creating an energy lock in our feet called Pada Bandha. And it's part of the foundation. So let's slide the hands up the shins and move the heart forward. The tailbone extends long behind us. We gaze straight down, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Breathe here, slow and deep. And then the next time you exhale, go ahead and forward fold. Release the crown of the head down. You can have a soft bend in your knees here, totally okay, especially if you've got tension in the low back when you forward fold. Save your back, soften your knees. Next inhale, we're gonna bend the knees a little deeper and float all the way up, lifting the body. Fingertips to the sky, press the palms and exhale. Bring it to the heart. Good. I'm gonna back up a little so you can see me better. Okay. So we haven't moved our feet. We're still maintaining Tadasana feet, but we wanna finish the pose, mountain pose. So lift your kneecaps, quads are firm. Let your tailbone drift towards the mat. We don't wanna tuck it under, we just wanna release it down. Low belly pulls in, float your ribs away from your hips, roll your shoulders back and down. Release your fingertips to the mat and rise up tall through your heart and through the crown of your head. Pardon me. So breathe here. Mountain pose. Open the palms a little bit wider. Feel the soles of the feet, the surface area expand, rooting you to the earth. Again, providing a stable foundation, a solid base. Breathe, Ujjayi. Let's float the hands up as we inhale next. Turn the palms back and lower the shoulder blades as you exhale. So upward salute, Urdhva Hastasana. You can gaze out over the tip of your nose. You can keep your eyes closed, or you can lift your eyes to the sky here. Maintain your Tadasana legs. Legs have not moved. Tailbone is still lowering. Low belly should pull in. Heart and fingertips rise. Breathe in and out of your armpits. Try that. Feel that whole space expand. And we're going to try a little more balance today. So keeping your hands up for just another moment, breathe in. And then as we exhale, release the fingertips towards the earth. So coming back into Tadasana, but I want you to bend the right knee. So the ball mounds of the feet are rested on the mat. Right knee is bent, fingers are reaching down. They've become part of our foundation here. So rooting us down to the earth. Left foot is pressed firmly, kneecap is lifted. Take a breath in, and now you have the option to lift that right knee. So as you exhale, slowly start to lift the right knee. You can bring your hands around the front of the knee. You can keep the foot flexed or point the toes down. So the heart is still lifting, the crown is lifting, the shoulder blades are lowering. The left leg is pretty firm, but you could have a micro bend in that knee. And we're breathing, we're pulling the belly to the spine. We usually do this on our backs, but we're trying something new today. Option to draw that knee in a little closer. And then release it down. Inhale back to upward salute. Turn the palms back as you exhale, lower the shoulder blades, lift the heart. Breathe in again. Exhale, release the fingertips down. Bend the left leg. So belly is drawing in. Everything kind of comes to the midline. Right foot is pressed into the mat. Now it's your foundation. And imagine the surface area of the right foot increasing. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, then left knee can lift. Draw the fingers around the knee, or you can interlace under the leg. Sometimes that's a little easier to hold the leg up underneath instead of interlacing over the front. Also, something to gaze at. I'm so sorry I didn't mention this first. Something to gaze at. So focus your eyes, still your mind, improve your balance. Focus your eyes on a drishti, is what we call it. Drishti, drishti. Draw the knee in a little more if you want. Keep breathing, and then release. Next inhale, we're floating hands up. Exhale, one more, upward salute. Breathe in and out of the armpits here. Next, exhale, release the hands down to the hips. Now we're moving towards tree pose, Vriksasana. So very similar setup. First, we want to make sure our feet are in Tadasana. So we've got ankles under hips, big toes are close. We're rooting in those 3 points, that triangle shape under the feet. And we're doming slightly through the arch. So take your right knee, bend it, and then open the hip. So rest your heel on the inside of the left ankle. Now draw the left hip in, root down through the heel, lift the heart, pull everything into the midline. You can stay right here. You can grow branches, float overhead, bring your hands to your heart. There's no right or wrong. If you want to challenge your balance beyond this point, again, pulling everything into the midline, zip yourself up, find a drishti first. Gaze at something on the wall or the floor, and then move your foot to the calf or to the groin. If you bring it up to the groin, make sure you've got alternating forces there. Press the leg and the foot against each other equally to stabilize. Never the knee. Never press the foot against the knee. You can damage your knee capsule. So here you can grow branches if you want. You can keep your hands at your heart or on your hips. And you're breathing slowly and deeply all the way into the sole of the left foot. And release the right leg. Give it a little shake. And we'll try the opposite side. So working into the right leg this time, find Tadasana first. Bend the left knee, open the hip. Draw the right glute in, firm this leg up nice and stable. Sole of the right foot increasing its surface area. Hands on the hips at the heart. To start, find your drishti, your focal point if you want to lift the foot off the mat and challenge your balance. Totally up to you. Please know that wherever you are is exactly where you're supposed to be. But wanting to challenge yourself is good. Getting just a little uncomfortable is how we really grow. So don't be afraid to approach that edge and at least dangle your toes over it a little bit. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And release. Nice. Shake the legs out just a little. We'll inhale, float the hands up. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, we're stepping back to plank pose. So step your feet back behind you. Keep your shoulders over your wrists. Draw your heels back. Option to drop your knees always if you need to. So knees are lifted, heels are drawing back, heart is traveling forward. We're rooting down in the hook shape of the hands, gazing at the front edge of the mat. Kneecaps are lifted, belly is in. Breathe. And we're going to chaturanga with the next exhale. So as you release the breath, bend the elbows straight back, not out to the sides. We're not doing push-ups. We're doing chaturanga. So we want to bend the elbows back. If you can come down just halfway, then you can lift into up dog. If you come to your belly, which is fine, then take a little cobra lift. So up dog, legs are lifted off the mat. Cobra, we come to the belly and we just lift the heart. And then we exhale, lower down. Move back to downward facing dog. Breathe, breathe, breathe here in dog. And you can absolutely pedal out your legs some more if you need to. Now root your heels down, lift your tailbone tall. Inner thighs spiral back, crown of the head releases down, resting in the hook shape of your hands. With your next inhale, we're floating the right foot up. As we exhale, draw your knee into your chest, float your shoulders over your wrists, and step your foot through. Back knee comes down. Release the toes, press into your front heel, and inhale, float the hands up. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. As we exhale, we'll release the hips and the hands back down to the mat. So staying here in this low lunge shape, we've got the fingertips or the palms pressed down. The right knee is over the right ankle. The left toes are extended behind. Press the right knee forward. Don't come too far in front of your ankle though. We're moving the heart and the knee forward in order to open this psoas on the left leg. That's the front of the left hip. So breathe into that space. Again, you never have to stay stagnant in a pose. So if you're sitting here and you're intensely uncomfortable, by all means come out of it a little bit. Pulse a little softly up and down with the breath. It's okay. Play with a kitten, maybe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Now with our next inhale, we're gonna travel back to half monkey pose. So lift as you inhale, walk your hands back nice and slow. Left hip comes over the left knee. Draw the right sit bone back so the right toes lift and stay right here, or you have the option to bow the heart. And we're breathing here into the right hamstring. Slow and deep breath. You guys should come to my house and then we could do kitten yoga. All right, we're gonna walk forward as we inhale. So hands moving towards the front of the mat. Right knee comes over right ankle. Curl the back toes, lift the back foot, or back knee rather, sorry, and then stand. So we're moving to warrior two. We want the hips and the heart facing the left side of the room. So if you're facing forward at all, you need to spin it around. Facing the left side of the mat, your back foot is parallel with the back edge of your mat, and the front toes point straight ahead. So float the hands straight up as you inhale. The tailbone should move down, The low belly should pull in and the shoulder blades should shift down the spine. As we exhale, move the right knee forward, bending over the right ankle, and extend the arms out to the sides. Take a quick glance back at your left foot. You really want to press the left heel down and maybe slightly lift the arch so the back leg is fully engaged. Inhale, sweep your hands up, straighten the right leg, lift tall, and then exhale, float back down to earth, nice and slow. Hi, Paul. Inhale, float it up. And exhale, bring it back down, nice and slow. One more time, inhale, float, 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 float. And exhale, coming down nice and slow. Pause in warrior two. Shoulders are over hips. Spine is nice and tall, extended fingers. Chin is by the right shoulder. Shoulder blades lower, tailbone lowers. Belly pulls in, heart lifts. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Now as we inhale, just lift the hands. So legs stay right as they are. As you exhale, bring the left hand down to the left thigh and the right elbow to the right knee. We're gonna swing the left fingers forward as we inhale. So the left bicep comes near the ear. As we exhale, float the fingers straight up and lower the hand back to the thigh. Again, inhale, sweep across the horizon. Exhale, turn the pinky side up, reaching over, placing it back down. Do that one more time. Inhale, sweep around. Exhale, up, 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 back to the thigh. Float the fingers straight up this time. And exhale, start to straighten through the right leg. So we're moving towards Trikonasana, triangle pose. The right leg does not need to be completely straight. You can have a soft bend there. Draw the right hip back just a little bit and reach the fingers a little taller towards the sky. Left hand should be right over the shoulder. You never want to have it like way back here. It's not the purpose. We're opening the heart and the hips. So float the fingers up, move the shoulder blades down, draw the heart forward, and breathe into the soles of the feet. You can gaze down at the horizon or up at the left thumb. Now, as we inhale next, bring the right hand down, bend through the right knee, and we'll walk to the side of the mat, taking a lunge on each side, maybe many lunges, maybe just a couple. Feel it out. See what feels best for your hips and your legs and your knees. And then with the next inhale, float the hips up, press the heels towards the front and backs of the mat, and then release the crown of the head down. Forward fold, wide-legged. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, walk to the front of the mat and step your right foot back. Try to avoid the kitten under your feet. So you're in down dog. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Really can't. This is harder than I thought it would be, John. Breathing here. Let's float the left foot up, do the same thing. So lift the heel as you inhale. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest and step the left foot forward. Drop your back knee. Release the toes and inhale, floating up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, release the hips and the hands back down and pause. Moving the left knee forward, dragging that right leg behind you a little bit. Breathing deep into the psoas, into the left hip, into the low belly. Just breathe deep. Ujjayi. And then we'll start to travel back to half monkey with our inhale. So lifting, walking the hands back. Right hip comes over right knee. Draw the left sit bone back so the toes lift. Stay right here or bow the heart and breathe. Breathe, breathe. All right, let's start coming forward now, walking the hands, bending through the left knee. Inhale, exhale, lift the back knee, plant the back heel, and float to stand. So we're gonna do the same sequence on the opposite side. Hips and heart face the right side of the mat or the room. Left toes forward, back foot, right foot is parallel with the back of the mat. Root through the heel, lift the arch, lift the kneecap, back leg is solid. Inhale, float your fingers tall to the sky. Drop your tailbone down, drop your shoulder blades, and then exhale, extend out through your fingertips as you bend through the right knee, bringing it over the left ankle. Inhale, scoop it up and lift tall. And exhale, float it back down. Let's go again. Inhale, lift, 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 lift. Big breath in. Exhale, release, and lower. One more time. Inhale, scoop it. Exhale, lower it down and hold your warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Turn your chin towards your left shoulder, lower the shoulder blades, pull the low belly in, let the tailbone reach towards the earth and the crown, seeking the sky. Next, inhale, just float the fingers up, leave the legs. Exhale, right hand to the thigh, left elbow to the knee. Moving towards the extended side angle here. So hips stay planted right where they are. Press that right heel back. Float the fingers across the horizon as you inhale. Then turn the pinky up and exhale. Rotate the whole arm all the way back to the thigh. Do it again. Thumb comes forward. Inhale. Exhale, pinky up. Hand up, 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 and back. Again, inhale, sweep it across. Exhale, turn the pinky up and reach it back. Float just the fingers straight up this time. And as you exhale, reach the fingers high, straighten out that left leg as much as you can. The left hand rests on the shin, or it can come to the mat, or if you have a block or a cushion that you can set the hand on. The heart moves forward as the left hip draws back. Try to equal out the length on both sides of your rib cage. Gaze down at the horizon or up at the right thumb. Remember, hovers over the nose. Keep the arm reaching out of the shoulder, not behind the shoulder. Next, inhale, we're gonna bring the right hand down, bend through the left knee. Exhale, move to the side of the mat and lunge a little more here. Just making more space in the hips. And then straighten the legs, press the heels to the front and back of the mat. Move the heart forward as you inhale, and then exhale, fold in half. Prasarita Padanthanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Here, if you want to shake the head like you're saying no, or nod like you're saying yes, that might feel kind of good. You could also reach your hands through your legs if you want, or just keep the hands planted under the shoulders. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, walk to the front of the mat and step your left foot back. Breathing, 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 downward facing dog. I don't know who that other person is that just said hello. Breathe, breathe, breathe. All right, inhale to your knees and exhale, child's pose. Hips to heels, arms extended, bow your head, option to bend your elbows and make some circles with your wrists. Okay, so this whole recording class thing is new to me. I honestly have no idea how long this has been going on. I'll wrap it up very soon, I promise. All right, so we're gonna float forward and inhale, shoulders over wrists. Curl your toes. Exhale, lift your knees, heels back, plank pose. Breathe in and out. Now center your left palm, option to drop your left knee. We're gonna come up into side plank. So if your knee is down, kick your left foot off the side of the mat a little bit. Place your right heel down and lift the arch of your foot. Inhale, float the right hand straight up. Heart is moving forward, right heel is pressing back. So this is the supported version of side plank. If you want full side plank, you can just step your left foot behind your right foot or come back to starting position and tip your feet over together, which is a little more challenging. So find out where you are, know that it's right where you're supposed to be. Lift your right hip a little closer to the sky. And with your next inhale, right hand's coming down, finding plank pose again or modified plank. You always, always have the option to drop your knees. So let's work on the other side. Right hand comes to center. Right knee can drop. Right foot kicks off the mat a little bit. Roll to the side and float your left hand to the sky. Left hip lifting, and we're breathing here. And then inhale, left hand comes down. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale to your knees. Exhale, child's. Inhale, let's float the hips over the knees and walk the hands closer to the front of the mat. So hips stay over knees. Fingers are reaching out in front. Bow your head down and then slowly start to sink your heart towards the mat. So this is puppy pose, Anahatasana. It's a deep shoulder stretch. Breathe in and out of your armpits here. Inhale, lift the head. Start to walk the hands back. And then exhale, curl your toes, downward facing dog. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Next, exhale, bring yourself back up to the top of your mat. Slide your hands up your shins. Inhale, lifting halfway. So extending the spine long. Again, crown forward, inner thighs spiral back. And then exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, root down, and rise up. All the way reaching to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, so stay here in Tadasana. Cat. We're gonna move into a little more of an advanced pose. Keep breathing. It's called Eagle Pose. And it is challenging, especially if you're new to yoga, but don't get discouraged. What I encourage you to do is modify the poses you need to, and I'll help you out with that a little bit, but also to use whatever props or tools that you have around you, one being the wall. So we're gonna balance, and the wall can be very helpful. We're gonna start this pose in chair. So get close enough to the wall that when you sink into chair pose, your butt is like basically resting on the wall, okay? So chair pose first. So we'll inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, sink down into chair. Hands come to the heart. Knees bend, hips are sinking. Don't tuck your tailbone in, but don't lift it up either. Find that sort of release down of the tailbone. Take a quick glance down, make sure you can see your toes, the tips of your toes. And the inner thighs are drawing together here. Breathe, breathe, breathe. So with eagle pose, we want to balance on one foot, moving from chair, starting on the left side. So find that foundation on your left foot, pick up your right foot, and cross your right leg over your left as high up on your thighs as you can. So it might just be here, which is fine, but if you can get it up and over a little further, perfect. You can make a little kickstand if you can get your toes close to the mat, on the mat, or on a block or another prop that you might have, like a book or a tissue box. So hips are sinking, legs are crossed. Let's add some arms. So extend out as we inhale. Bring the right arm under the left, wrap your hands around your shoulders. We did this at the start of class. To advance the arm portion, you can bring the backs of the forearms together, backs of the palms, or even go as far to wrap the palms. Sink the hips a little bit more, and this is where we challenge the balance even further. Blocking the left eye with the hands, find a focal point with your right eye, and then see if you can lift the left or the right toes off of the mat. You can lift and lower, you can lift and hold, or you can try to wrap the toes around the back of the left calf. And we breathe. And then we release. Inhale, float it up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Shake the legs out a little bit. Okay, opposite side. First, chair, inhale up. Exhale, sinking. Tailbone releasing. Glance down, make sure you can see your toes, inner thighs drawing together. Shoulder blades lowering. So extra weight into that right foot. Lift the left knee up a little bit and cross as high up on the thighs as you can. If you've just got your ankle on your knee, that's okay. You've got that wall to rest against. Just be here, breathe here. This is exactly where you're supposed to be. But if you can make that kickstand to the floor, do it. Breathe. Inhale, open out to the sides. Exhale, left arm coming underneath. Wrap the fingers around, or bring the backs of the forearms together, or wrap the palms. So breathing here. Block the right eye. If you want to challenge the balance, find your drishti, find your gaze, your focal point, and then lift and lower, lift and hold, or lift and wrap. Sinking maybe a little lower, lifting the elbows maybe a little bit. Woo! Next time I'll film in the kitchen on a solid floor, not carpet. All right, inhale, release, lift. Exhale to the heart. Breathe deep. Hands can stay at heart center in Samastihi, or release the fingertips to the mat for Tadasana. And breathe, breathe, breathe. Again, I have no idea what time it is. I can't see the time on my phone when I'm recording, so hopefully it's not like 7:45. But if it is, so be it. Not like y'all have anything else to do. Can't go anywhere. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, and step the feet wide to the edges of the mat. Let the toes fall off. Exhale, release. Crown of the head lowers. Here you can sway side to side, just taking a little ragdoll. You can let the arms sweep. You can grab opposite elbows. You can sort of lightly bounce up and down. You can swing the arms forward and back. Keep the knees soft, no matter what you decide to do. You can even ground the fingertips and just sort of sway with your shoulders a little bit. If you would like to take anything a step further from ragdoll, you have the option to start to sink the hips into Muladhara or garland pose. So if you want to go for it, I'll show you. It's just a little matter of bringing the hips closer to the mat. So make sure you're rooting through your heels. Really start to bend through the knees, bringing the hips closer and closer to the mat. And even if you just get right here, know that you're traveling towards that pose. You're doing a great job. So, 7:17. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Robin. All right, so gone a little over, but that's okay. It's our first time being live, so no big deal for me if it isn't for you guys. Almost done. So garland pose, Muladhara. If you've got a pillow or cushion or a block that you can put under your hips for some grounding, if you can't quite get all the way sunken into the pose, go for it. It's pretty intense. So be mindful. Don't feel like you have to get to this point tonight because it takes a lot of practice to get here. If your heels are lifted off the mat, that's totally okay. And like I said, if you're at any variation, any stage of this pose, you're right where you're supposed to be. So breathe kindness into your body. Breathe acceptance into your body. Breathe love into your body. It's the only body you get. And then release the hands. Start to float the hips back up. And we'll make our way in onto our seats. Extend the legs out in front. Move the flesh. Feel the sit bones press down into the mat. So heels are traveling forward. All 10 toes are straight up. Let's place the palms next to the hips. Feel your inner thighs sort of casting down towards the mat. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift the crown of the head and the heart as you press the palms gently down into the mat. And breathe here. Dandasana. Seated staff pose. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Hi, Maddie. Long time no see. And as we inhale next, float up to the fingerprints. And then as we exhale, start to walk your hands forward. Coming into a very gentle forward fold. Remember, soft bend in the knees is always okay. Protect your low back above all. There's no getting that back, right? Bowing the head, again, is optional. If it feels okay in your neck and the spine, do that. Or you can lift the nose up towards the toes and gaze straight over the tip of the nose. Keep the breath slow and deep. So we're surrendering into this fold. We're stretching the west side or the back side of the body from the heels to the crown. And then we'll inhale, floating the heart all the way up. Exhale, bend the right knee. Press the sole of the foot down. Next, inhale, extend the left arm out to a T. And as we exhale, we're gonna bring the left arm around the right leg, float the right hand behind, and gaze over the shoulder. As we inhale, turning back to center. Exhale, extend the right foot out, bend the left leg. Press the sole of the foot down into the mat. Inhale, extend the right arm out, lift the heart and the crown, and exhale, pull the belly in. Wrap the left arm around the left knee. Right arm around the left knee, and gaze over the left shoulder. Press your fingerprints into the mat, and breathe. Inhale, turning back to center. Exhale, extend both feet out. Bend your knees and roll out all the way onto your back. Bring your knees with you all the way up to your chest. Rock left and right. And then bring your knees to hover over your hips. We're going to take some sacral circles here. So make circles over your hips in both directions, just a few. They could be big circles or little circles, whatever feels best for your low back. And then draw the knees back into the chest. Lower the left foot down, cross your right ankle onto your left knee. Take a moment here in reclined pigeon pose. So we've got our right hand on the right thigh. Keep your right foot flexed and gently guide your right knee forward. Breathing deep into your right hip. Just taking some time to release any tension still in the hips. Any gripping, let it go. Breathe it out. Feel the buoyancy or the flexion of the pelvic floor as you breathe in and out. Draw the right knee back in. Inhale. Left knee comes in. Exhale. Drop your right foot down. Cross your left ankle over. Left hand is on the left thigh. Moving the left knee forward. Keep your left foot flexed and breathe into your left hip. And release. Draw the left knee back in, draw the right knee back in, squeeze them to the chest. Maybe float your forehead up towards your knees, roll into a little ball, rock a little left and right, and then release all the way down. Let's let the knees fall open. Bring the soles of the feet together. So reclined cobbler pose. The index fingers and the thumbs come together. The other three fingers spread out wide. So we're making a diamond shape with the hands. Rest your arms on the floor overhead and then bend your elbows out to match your knees. So we've got Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined cobbler pose with triple diamond. Legs, arms, hands. Breathe all the way down into your base. Into Muladhara chakra. Into the pelvic floor. Feel the connection below you under the tailbone to the earth. Ujjayi breath. Slow and deep. Allow that connection to deepen even more. Remember, this is where we release our fear, our anxiety, where we find that mantra, I am. So maybe you can hear that in your mind as you're breathing, inhaling, I am, and releasing. Keep this up, or move to traditional Shavasana, corpse pose, by extending your legs, your arms at your sides. Walk your shoulder blades towards your spine and down your back. Soften your face, close your eyes, remove your tongue from the roof of your mouth, relax your jaw. Turn your palms up, Let your fingers curl naturally. Let your feet fall apart naturally. Open your hands up just a little more because you can't receive gifts with closed hands. Let go of any gripping or tension through your throat space, through your neck. Let your shoulders round out toward the edges of the mat, towards the earth a little bit more, opening your heart space. And then take a deep breath into the center of your chest and just fill it with compassion for yourself, kindness, self-love, and most of all, gratitude for this one physical vessel that we get. It is our responsibility to take care of it. And you have done that tonight. So well done, good job. This vessel carries around our most precious gift, which is our divine light. So that's our gift to the world. Let your belly be soft. Release any tension or gripping still in your hips, letting them melt into the earth below you. Arms and legs should feel heavy on the mat against the earth. The spine is long and supple, and let yourself be cradled. Let yourself be held. Relax completely. Let your breath be natural. And relax. One more time, releasing all fears. And be at peace. Namaste. Thanks, guys. Thanks for showing up. Have a wonderful night. I'll do another one soon, I promise.